Welcome in to a very special edition of Why So Siddie's, a nerd podcast. You are joining us here for our fourth annual 2025 Siddie Awards, where we honor the best and brightest of 2025 in the world of fandom on screen. We, of course, have one new aspect coming to you this year, and that is our new joinee into the podcast, Mr. Andy here, his first time on the show in the Siddies. Welcome in, Mr. Andy. Our sound design, that team's getting a boost this year. Yeah, man, it was a big year for television in 2025. Pretty meager year at the theaters, unfortunately, for fandom. We had Marvel popping off with Captain America, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four. The DCU dropped its debut in Superman, and then we had some, iffy legacy sequels in Tron Ares, Jurassic World Rebirth, Predator Badlands, and of course everybody here's favorite Avatar 3. That was it for film, but thankfully television came out swinging this year. Highlighted shows such as Alien Earth, Daredevil Born Again, It Welcome to Derry. We got the second seasons of The Last of Us, Andor, Peacemaker, Gen V, and most recently we got the final season of Stranger Things. And that's not even including them. I'll list off every eligible project before we kick off, but it was definitely a big year for TV. If you're curious, by the way, on what's going to be on the docket for the 2026 Siddies coming up here, be sure to stay tuned for our 2026 box office draft. We're going to be doing that pretty soon here. And we're going to be looking at everything, looking ahead for 2026, film, TV, what we have on the horizon here. It's going to be an exciting year. We're flip-flopping. It's going to be a lot more movies than TV. And of course, we'll be drafting our 2026 box office draft teams with Andy joining the crew. We'll see who can accrue the highest total box office earnings. Somebody may be going for a back-to-back, but that's all I'll say there. I am your host, David, my co-hosts, JD, Caleb, and Andy, and this is the 2025 Siddie Awards. But before we dive in, I'm going to give you a quick rundown on the eligible projects for these awards outside of non-fandom. We do non-fandom just because we are normal human beings too, and we do watch things outside of the fandom universe. So we want to give our picks for at least the best non-fandom movie and best non-fandom series of the year before we dive into the fandom side of things. But I want to ask you guys real quick, and Andy, since your first appearance here, what did you think of the year of 2025 as far as film and TV goes? Did it meet your expectations? Was it disappointing? What are we thinking?
Great year for TV, crap year for films, was my general consensus for 2025. Looking through, I say crap year for fandom, I think, in general, to be fair, for films. Outside of fandom, I actually think it was a decent year for films. TV series, whether you like fandom stuff or whether you just like normal stuff, I think it was a stellar year around, to be fair. I think there was a lot of good stuff all over the place. So, yeah, quite disappointed on the fandom side of things for 2025. 2026 looks a lot more promising, but TV series this year just gone. I think that was the banger for this year.
Yeah, agreed. JD, how are we feeling?
I think it was a step up from 24, at least outside of like a Deadpool and Wolverine, but getting a decent Captain America, I think I liked it more than most people did. But then Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts, and Superman, I thought as far as both Marvel and DC, it's the best year we've had in maybe a few years. I don't think any of them are better than Deadpool.
Since we started the podcast.
Right. Yeah. I don't like Deadpool and Wolverine tops all the movies in this year, but there were more movies that were better because Marvel's been dropping some crap lately. The Marvels, Quantumania, and like I just don't care. Both Marvel movies were good to me, or all three of them were good, and two of them were pretty damn good. Series, I need to, I got out of the military February. I got a fourth kid coming, so series is tough for me, and I think future Siddies I'll have a lot more to pick from. So
that's fair. That's fair. Lub, what do you think on the year?
I agree with JD a little bit more. I do think Marvel at least went 3 for 3 with decent movies this year. They definitely needed that comeback, and Superman was a good start to the new universe. It wasn't amazing, but I think it was good enough to keep the interest going for future movies. And then with the series, there was 17 shows on the list. I think I watched a little over half. So I didn't get to all 17 of these shows this year. It was a little bit too much, I'd say, on the shows. It was a lot of stuff, but there were some definitely standout series out of that big long list.
Like, I would guess that across the board here, we probably didn't watch Harley Quinn season 5, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man,
Eyes of Wakanda.
Eyes of Wakanda, The Witcher
Oh.
4. Oh, okay, there you go. Well, Andy's got a couple, but yeah, it was a big list for series, and when you look at 2024, it's actually like 11 and 11 for movies and series. It was a lot more even. There was a lot more non-Marvel movies that were good, like you said, JD. I mean, 2024 we had Venom 3, Craven, Joker 2, Madam Web. I mean, there's a lot of terrible comic book movies in 2024. So they definitely had less this year, but they stepped up the quality. That was appreciated.
Although, just to show how bad my TV series watching has been for the last year, I'd seen Eyes of Wakanda, but haven't seen Stranger Things. So,
well, I'm curious, and go ahead and cut me off if it's going to be a spoiler. Did Eyes of Wakanda? Are we going to be seeing it mentioned in the future of this episode here?
Oh God, no, not in anywhere.
Wasn't that good? All right.
No,
I was genuinely curious if it was like watchable, worth watching.
I mean, it adds a little bit, but first, I wouldn't be worrying if you hadn't watched it, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't.
I want to say this year was great for horror because you got Alien Earth, obviously Welcome to Derry, but then like Predator Badlands,
Weapons,
even Predator Killer of Killers or something like that. Like, a lot of great horror stuff. Weapons, non-fandom, but a ton of good stuff there that's kind of branches out into these universes that we didn't expect that would continue to expand, like Alien, Predator, and they just got bigger and bigger and added a lot of quality, Yeah,
that's a good call. I apologies. I did leave a project off of our eligible list, which I haven't read off yet, but clearly we didn't use it. Predator Killer of Killers was this year, and it was a movie. So we counted Badlands. We should have counted that too. I just totally forgot about it. And I watched that one, so you would have thought that I would have remembered. But it was pretty cool, though. It was fun. But yeah, before we dive into the fandom, let's get this ball rolling. Like I said, we like to give nods to projects outside of the fandom world. It's not the focal point here tonight, but we do want to at least give our favorite movie and our favorite series in the non-fandom categories. So let's start off with movies first. Andy, one more time, I'm going to let you lead us off here as the debut performance.
My best non-fandom movie 2025 goes to F1, the F1 movie. I used to like F1 as the sport. I haven't really, I just about follow it along now. I don't really watch it that much anymore. But I went along to this with not really that much expectations and came out of it absolutely loving it. I thought the tension was good. I thought the acting was good. Just the right amount of good racing in it as well. I just really love this film. I think I saw it like 4 times at the cinema in the end. I bought it on Amazon Prime now as well, so I own it. I just came out of this loving it because I'm when it comes to like sport or just general when it comes to competing, I'm really competitive, and I don't know why this really stirred up the emotional competitive side of me as well while I was watching this film. So it really struck a chord in my brain, and I absolutely adore this movie. My favorite film of the year, above fandom, non-fandom. It's my number 1 film of the year.
Wow.
Dang. So that's my biggest regret of the year. I really wanted to see it in theaters, and I wasn't able to make it to theaters when it was there. Then I wanted to watch it before this show because I had a feeling it had a chance at being, my top movie. I was really excited for it, but I did not I don't have Apple. Didn't get around to watching it, but it's on my list. I feel like I'm going to like it a lot.
Yeah, good movie for me. Really good, really good.
Nice. All right, F1. There you go. JD, what do you got? Non-fandom movie.
All right. I also had an attempt to go check out a movie for this episode. That was Predator Badlands. When we went to go to the theaters to see it, it wasn't there. So that sucks because it's coming to Disney Plus here in like 2 days.
Yeah.
Or a few days. And so we saw Housemaid instead. And I think I want to put that as my favorite non-fandom movie all year. It was a really solid thriller where you couldn't guess what's going to happen. You kind of thought you had it down, but they hit you with some really solid twists. And the whole time is very tense or very entertaining because what is the blonde actor's name? I used to always want to call her Dakota Fanning.
Sydney Sweeney.
Not Sydney Sweeney.
Or Amanda Seyfried.
Yeah, Seymour, Steve, something like that. Yeah. She was crazy. She was unhinged, and it was so entertaining the whole time, and tense the whole time.
Okay.
So it was a really nice movie experience. But then I also one battle after another. I don't know which one to put in OLI or which one to put as my favorite, but One Battle After Another with Leonardo DiCaprio was an amazing movie. Really long, but never boring. Very captivating. A really interesting story. Like, doesn't feel like a movie I've seen before. And so those two non-fandom movies were just super good.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I won't get into it now. One battle after another was good. I thought it'd be a little better, but it was good. Lub, sorry, I don't want to get off track here. Lub, what was your pick for the best non-fandom movie?
Yeah, this was tough for me as well. I actually finished Knives Out, A Dead Man's Mystery. Is that what it's called? Something like that. Dead Man. Yeah. Wake Up Dead Man, something like that. 2 nights ago, and I wanted to make sure I finished it because it could have been my movie of the year, but I don't think it was as good as the last one. So I'm gonna go with Weapons as my non-fandom movie of the year. I thought bringing the horror genre is so back. It had a big year with obviously the series we're going to talk about later, but I think it was the best horror movie of the year, and it's also my best non-fandom movie of the year.
I like it.
I wanted to mention Weapons too. That's a good movie, so I really wanted to consider that for non-fandom because solid. Julia Garner in there,
right? Yeah, she was good. That was my OLI. That was my honorable mention. Was Weapons. Really good. I loved it. I thought it was great original storytelling. Josh Brolin killed it too. Had 3 different Marvel actors in there, and they all did great in it. But I gotta give it to another Marvel alum here. I gotta give it to Michael B. Jordan's Sinners. I thought this movie was awesome. Great original story. Phenomenal twin performance by Michael B. Jordan. The storytelling with the vampires, the music that was used throughout it, like just start to finish, it was like great. I don't know. There was never a point in the movie that it lulled for me. I loved the lore that they built, and even spoiler, if you haven't seen it, there's a little nod at the very end. So stick around for the last scene there that nods to the whole story. And it's a really cool kind of connection piece. It almost could be a spinoff. I hope they don't. I have a feeling it's Hollywood, and any type of interest in a spinoff is going to get a spinoff. So they probably will, but they don't need to. It was a perfect standalone movie. I thought Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan killed it.
Great. They're supposed to plan a spinoff, or did they tease something to an existing universe? What was that?
It's again, if you haven't seen it, close your ears. It skips ahead a few decades to a character that we've seen. And we see vampires that we saw earlier in the movie. It almost makes it seem like you could spin off following this vampire characters that we now see 40 years in the future who are still doing their thing, and they find the main character from the movie. It's a really cool extra scene at the end of a movie. It was unnecessary, but it added something to it that I liked.
I mean, let's not forget as well that we got to see Haley Steinfeld spit into Michael B. Jordan's mouth. That was
chill too. Like, yeah. Honorable mention for best action scene of the year. No, it was great. Yeah, I have no complaints from that movie. All right. You know what? Nah, we get to that in a second. I don't know. Do we want to touch this right now? Yeah, there you go. I was going to bring it up because Frankenstein was a movie that I thought maybe was non-fandom. Then we kind of decided it actually probably is fandom. And it's getting another movie called The Bride, which is a totally other Frankenstein movie. But we had Nosferatu most recently, which was kind of a Dracula storytelling there. I don't know. Are we big Dracula movie fans in this crowd here?
Nosferatu is cool, but I'm not a big. I mean, I like Dracula Dead and Loving It with Leslie Nielsen. You ever seen that one back in the 90s? That's a little spin-off.
I haven't seen it, but I can imagine it's very serious.
Yes.
Scary.
Yeah, I'm not that bothered by Dracula anymore. It's been done to death. He's always been done stereotypically. Never that bothered about him, to be fair. I think ever since what was it, Blade Trinity, the third Blade film where they did him, and I'm just like, let's let it go after that because that was terrible. So
I was gonna say he is in Marvel, so maybe we see him pop up in the
There's that Dracula Untold that was pretty good. And you thought they were going to build a monster universe for a while there, which sounded cool. It sounded fun, especially if it was thrown into this Frankenstein movie. If that universe took place with that Dracula Untold, There's something there, but yeah, I don't know much about Dracula.
That was a fun telling. Luke Evans was Dracula, and it was like following. His name wasn't Dracula at that point. I forgot what his full name was. But yeah, it's the Dracula origin story, and it's pretty gnarly. It's a fun little movie there. But yeah, they dropped that monster universe with Tom Cruise and Russell Crowe as Jekyll and Hyde and all that. Yeah, and then they canceled it. Yeah. All right, let's keep rolling. We are going to hop into best series of 2025 non-fandom. JD, I'm going to put you on the spot. I know it was tough for you, but what do you got for us this year?
No, I do have one. I saw a couple good series, but the one that really stuck out to me was Stick. Owen Wilson. It's very much like Happy Gilmore, but I really love Owen Wilson.
Oh yeah.
I thought it played some of the beats of Happy Gilmore, minus like this crazy angry guy who could just hit gnarly shots. It hit all those beats in a really cool kind of nostalgic way, but it also had a very different story. It was a different story for what we're trying to do here. Owen Wilson as a lead, very emotional. Plus it had a lot of fun competition, and it was just a really good story. So a big surprise for me. I put it on because I liked Owen Wilson. I didn't expect to just watch the whole thing in a few days and love it so much.
Yeah, I like it. It's creators of Ted Lasso, I think, are on that one.
Yeah, Apple TV.
Yeah, nice. I'll have to check it out. Lub, what do you got for us?
Yeah, I realized I didn't watch too many shows outside the list this year because, well, I guess Sopranos and X-Files, those shows wouldn't count. Those are the other shows that I've been watching. So.
Not quite.
So I went with White Lotus. It wasn't my favorite season of White Lotus, but it's still a well-done show. The cast was awesome. So I'm going to give it to White Lotus.
Another Sydney Sweeney appearance. I'm seeing a pattern. All right.
She's not in that season, but...
Andy, who you got for us?
I went with a Netflix show called Adolescence. I don't know if you guys have seen or heard of this.
I haven't heard about that. It's supposed to be amazing.
It's like deep, right? Like emotional.
Yeah, it's like a psychological crime drama that follows like the aftermath of a kid, like a 13-year-old that killed one of his friends, and it dives at it from various different angles. Like, it starts off as like a whodunit thing, but by the end of the first episode, it shows you that he actually did it. So it turns more into like a why they did it. And it goes through like the atmosphere of how he was isolated by like online incel culture and toxic online influences. It also highlights about sort of like knife crime in the UK, like parental guilt as to why why his dad had thought he'd done a bad job as a parent, and the impacts of social media on young people. So it's like quite a powerful thing, to be fair. It's outside of the box of what I would normally watch, but because it was getting such good reviews, I wanted to give it a go. Mm-hmm. And it ended up being probably, like, in terms of just the pure drama of it, the best series of the year for me.
Yeah, I almost started it because of all the recommendations I heard.
Definitely worth a crack.
What did you say? It's probably streaming on something different, but what was it streaming on for you?
It's Netflix. It's a Netflix series.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that'll probably be the same for us then. All right. Yeah, I've heard about it. I just haven't gotten into it there. I had an honorable mention, which I think should have won this, and then I don't think it finished very strong, which was Severance season 2. I loved season 1, and I feel like they kind of dropped the ball season 2. It was still fine, but my winner is a surprise to me. It's not my favorite person in the world who is the main character in it, but it's Mark Ruffalo in Task. It's on HBO. It's just the first season of it. I think it's just going to be a standalone miniseries, but it was really good, man. Mark Ruffalo was great in it. The story had a lot of twists and surprises in it. Like, it wasn't anything supernatural, but it's a FBI investigation type of series, and it was just done really well. The side character, he's in Ozark. He kind of plays an unstable dude in everything he's in. Tom Pelfrey. He's Wendy's brother in Ozark, who has that scene as a substitute teacher where he just starts beating the hell out of I don't know if you guys have seen Ozark, but he's the unstable brother of Wendy Bird. But he's great. He has great roles whenever he's in stuff. He's very good at portraying this kind of unstable but sympathetic character that you feel his pain. Very good. So highly recommend it. Task on HBO.
Nice. HBO as well, rumored to be coming to the UK finally in March.
Hey.
I can finally start watching stuff.
Time.
Is it because Netflix bought it out and now they're changing stuff? Or
That's probably why.
I don't know, but I just saw it a couple of weeks ago. It said apparently HBO Max is coming to the UK in March. Finally,
yeah,
In time for
There we go.
Lanterns, dude. That would suck if you missed that one.
yeah, you got to watch that with us, man.
planning to. I was going to buy it, to be fair, if I couldn't watch it for free.
Fair enough. All right. Well, that's our non-fandom section here. If you hate nerd stuff, get out of here because we're getting into the fandom category of the episode. We're diving deep. Our categories for the night for fandom are as follows. Biggest disappointment, movie or series. It's movie or series unless I specify. Let's save some time here. So biggest disappointment, biggest surprise, best action project, best actor in a movie, best actress in a movie, best actor in a series, best actress in a series, best supporting actor, best supporting actress, best villain, and then best movie and best series. I don't know. We talked about a lightning round. We didn't really come up with a lot of fun rounds to throw there. So we're probably just going to skip that. But, if you did have selections for the two things that were on there, let me know and we'll rattle them off at the end here.
I've
let's
got a great
dive
one
in.
for best new character, by the way. I've got a great one.
Perfect.
I think you're joking.
No, I'm not. I've got an amazing character for this one. It's the best one of the lot.
Is it the Predator?
No.
The Predator. Okay. Let's kick it off. Biggest disappointment of the year, movie or series. And I'm going to start off here, and it's probably going to sound dumb, which is why I'm going to start off, because I didn't expect it to be good, but it was so bad that it was still the biggest disappointment for me of the year. And that is Jurassic World Rebirth. Last 2 or 3 of these have been just garbage, but they've had fun dinosaur action scenes. And I'm a big dinosaur guy. I grew up on dinosaurs. Jurassic Park was one of my favorite movies growing up. Big dinosaur guy. So I'm going to watch it. We got Mahershala Ali. We got Scarlett Johansson. It's like, all right, it's got to be at least entertaining. So I expected like a 6 out of 10 and maybe got like a 3. Scarlett mailed it in. The plot was, I don't even know what the plot was. And I'm going to spoil it because I don't care. They were all mutant dinosaurs. So there wasn't a T-Rex. There was some T-Rex thing that had a giant alien bulge on its head and looked ridiculous. It wasn't even dinosaurs. It was just straight up garbage. Stop supporting these movies at the theaters. It made like $800,000 at the box office. Stop.
Million.
Just stop giving them. Yeah, 800 million. Stop giving them money. It was so bad. It's like they slapped fans in the face on purpose. So I can't believe I talked about Jurassic World that long in this episode, but it had to be said. Just awful. All right, Lub, what do you got for us? Biggest disappointment of the year?
This one was tough for me because, like shows and movies like Jurassic World Rebirth, I just didn't watch them. Because I didn't think they were going to be good. So I kind of cheated and I picked something I didn't watch, if that's okay, because everything I watched wasn't disappointing. Like I couldn't, like it was going to be Stranger Things that the finale was too bad, but the finale was good enough. So
can it be that disappointing if you didn't watch it?
That's how disappointed I was in The Witcher season 4. So I'm going with Witcher season 4 with the recast, no more Henry Cavill. Just super disappointed in that show, so that's what I'm picking.
Is that just based off the trailer?
I will say I skipped to the finale of that season. I didn't watch any of the season except for the very last episode because it showed a pretty dope action sequence with this new guy. He's like a Witcher mercenary. I forgot what his name was. That scene was cool. The rest of it, it's not even Liam's fault, bro. They just gave up. All of the writing, all of the dialogue, every character in it, it was just horrible. So it ain't even Liam's fault. Netflix just sabotaged The Witcher.
Nice.
Okay. A non-watched most disappointing project. I like it. Andy, what do we got?
Well, as they say, great minds think alike. And so, David, you and me, like that. Jurassic World Rebirth. Jesus Christ. I love dinosaurs. I love the Jurassic Park franchise. I just about forgive the 2 previous ones of after Jurassic World, like just about. But this was by far, I think, the worst thing I watched this year. And yeah, as you said, they phoned it in. It was just nothing. It was ridiculous. And the fact that you reveal like your biggest threat of dinosaurs, and it came up with so many plot holes for like the whole Jurassic Park franchise as well. It's just it added far more problems than it gave us solutions. And now they still talking about Scarlett Johansson coming back for a sequel to this.
What?
And I'm just like, she's just trying to like race with Zendaya and Zoe Saldana to make sure that she's still like the highest grossing female actor of the next year. That's all she's doing for these films. So, yeah, this was by far the biggest shithole of 2025.
Dude, she didn't even try. Like, I think 30 minutes in, I texted Caleb and Ben was like, this is the most I've ever seen somebody mail in a role. Like, this is terrible.
I could have put on a blonde wig and given a better performance.
Absolutely.
I think. So,
yeah,
that's how bad it was.
And can I ask you real quick, was this a sequel? Was this a reboot? I don't even know where this landed in the chronological order.
No,
it
was a rebirth.
It follows on from the Jurassic World trilogy.
It does.
So it is set after that, yeah. Because they talk about at the start about how obviously the animals that had like migrated into North America after the end of the last couple of films, they were dying out and stuff because the atmosphere and the temperature and the stuff wasn't suited to them. Only the ones on those islands around the equator were surviving. So
that's right. Okay.
So the original Rexy that survived 6 films is now dead. Blue dead. They're all done and dusted. So yeah,
all dead.
It's so tragic. JD's had to crack open a beer.
Oh, I wasn't muted, so sorry for that. All the noise there.
Yeah. That movie made me want to crack open a beer. It was rough.
Maybe want to go back to heroin.
I didn't even watch it, but I drafted it on Box Office. No regrets there.
And it was a great, Good Lord.
Oh, and which, by the way, if anyone out there like saw David hacking into the archives of Box Office statistics or anything, we need proof to come to the table because. I mean, this should be part of SIDDIES, but David won the Box Office draft for a second time, taking over a dramatic lead. I mean, a really, really crazy comeback. So, I mean, I don't like.
Yeah, I've got the independent checkers verifying the information. We'll know by the time we get around to doing the next Box Office draft.
Proof to be brought to the table. Just come forward with any information you have because this clearly has gone wrong.
We had Venezuela doing the vote counts. Okay, sorry. Too
soon.
Oh God. Did we all go on biggest disappointment? I'm sorry. The host.
I think JD.
That's right. What do we got? Sorry, brother.
Thank God I cracked
biggest
a beer for this one.
Yeah.
So my biggest disappointment was Peacemaker season 2.
Wow,
that one, not only just because it didn't actually push forward the DCU, which James Gunn promised. He said it would make the difference clear, which I mean it did in a way, but it was literally like. For the first scene Superman. Replacing the Justice League, he was pretty much saying, this is just a little bit of a different universe. We're going ahead with this story. It's kind of a different universe, kind of the same, which not very satisfying. Kind of wanted to see more ramifications and more, I don't know, foundational DCU stuff in there. And beside from just not pushing the DCU forward, it really just wasn't that great of a season. It wasn't as funny. It wasn't as action packed. It didn't have, a story that I could engage with like season 1 did, which just nailed the humor, nailed the action, nailed the story. Season 2 just felt like it dragged on the whole time, had a really weird ending. He's just, spoiler alert, but Peacemaker's just in a different universe. There wasn't any like satisfaction. There wasn't any reward by the end of it. It just kind of happened. It went through the season and it kind of ended. And big disappointment coming after season 1, which is a top 3 nerd series of television all time.
Fair enough. So I got to ask you, because my runner up on this was The Last of Us season 2. So Peacemaker was more disappointing to you than Last of Us season 2?
Well, that's a good call. I wanted Peacemaker to be better. I could live with The Last of Us season 2 not being great, but season 2 Peacemaker.
You had a higher expectation for Peacemaker. I got you.
Yeah, man, with a lot of excitement going into the DCU too, which it just didn't live up.
That's fair. All right. Well, let's get into some positives. Let's get into the biggest surprise project of the year. The biggest surprise project. And you know what, JD? I'm going to go right back to you. So your biggest disappointment was Peacemaker. What was the biggest surprise?
Since we added a certain movie to the list of fandom, I got Frankenstein as my biggest surprise, which, by the way, we kind of added it to fandom because it checks off a lot of the right boxes, comes from books, comes from literature, has a lore involved. So, it's a
borderline.
monster. Yeah, it's right there on the border, but I'm going to throw it on there because it was such a cool surprise. I watched it like one of the first days it came out on Netflix, not expecting a good movie at all. I figured I'd give it a shot. And then Oscar Isaac is in it. Didn't even know that. That brought me in. And then the creation of the dude brought me in. And the dude's acting was on point. He was like, at some points, so gentle and innocent, and at other points, just a complete beast. I thought the action was really cool. I thought like the opening scene and a lot of the action in the movie, he was really taking it to those dudes and really cool action set pieces for a Frankenstein. So it's not your traditional Frankenstein. You expect a slow kind of walking around monster. He's not that. And it had a really good story and a nice little ending. I thought it was a cool little experience as far as the movies go. And I expected it to be bad. I didn't even expect to finish it really. So
yeah, that was Guillermo del Toro's passion project he'd been working on for like a decade or something like that. So it was cool. It's cool when you see a talented director get to see their vision fulfilled on something like that when it comes to a passion project. So
yeah, and taking such big swings with such established lore. I mean, that's such a different Frankenstein, and really worked.
Yeah. I like it. All right, Andy, what surprised you this year?
I struggled with this one because nothing surprised me like in a really, really good way from everything that was on our lists. So there wasn't anything that I went to watch or sat at home and watched with little or no expectations and blew me away. So I've picked something that I expected to be absolutely dog shit and turned out to be just below average and surprised me because it wasn't absolute dog shit. So this one actually goes to Ironheart.
Yeah.
Because I expected this to be absolutely shockingly bad, and it turned out to be a little bit better than that, and that surprised me. Like, this would have been a really good show if it wasn't for Ironheart, I thought. So, and we finally got Mephisto in the MCU, even though this was filmed like 3 years ago, and they finally gave it to us. So yeah, I thought overall this wasn't the worst thing that I've seen in the MCU, and that's why it surprised me. So yeah, that's why it's on the list for me, because it obviously isn't amazing, but I expected it to be far, far worse than it actually ended up being.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh, yeah, enough. And I'm sorry to stop it. Lub, you gave us your biggest disappointment, right?
Yeah, Witcher season 4.
Oh, that's right. That's the one you didn't watch. That's why I didn't stick. Okay. Just want to make sure we didn't pass you up there. Ironheart. Yeah, I like I said earlier, I enjoyed it, and I thought it was going to be a big pile of doo-doo, and it was watchable. It was actually, by the end of it, I enjoyed it. I liked the last couple episodes. So yeah, it's a good pick.
And the whole magic tech thing, really loved that. And adding Mephisto, because the magic tech tying to Doctor Doom, potentially, even though it doesn't seem like it's going to tie to Doctor Doom, but introducing that concept. And then Mephisto being such a big part of Doctor Doom's origin with his mother in hell, that could really be cool. So I hope this is one of those things we can come back and watch in the future and be like, oh, that's how they set up some doomsday stuff. We'll see.
Yeah.
Probably not. I've been wrong about that kind of stuff before.
Yeah,
they have a lot of things that tie up that don't actually do anything.
Right.
Yeah, just enjoyed watching Borat, to be fair, in the MCU. That was good. And I did laugh because my wife said that she actually enjoyed the show apart from Red Hood and Ironheart. So she's like, if you took those two characters out, it would have been a whole lot higher rated.
Yeah.
It's the Hood.
The Hood. Sorry.
Yeah.
His hood was red, though, wasn't it? I mean, give me a break.
Was. And he does wield akimbo handguns just like Red Hood does too, to be fair. So they do have a lot of similarities. Yeah, okay. JD, did I start with you?
What are we on?
You did.
Yeah, I got Frankenstein surprise.
Frankenstein, yeah. So it's me. Honorable mention. I'm surprised nobody mentioned it. I thought this would be a winner for somebody, but Alien Earth was my honorable mention. That was a big surprise. I thought it was really good. I didn't have a lot of expectations, but a show that was even better that I had even less expectations for was It, Welcome to Derry. Easily the biggest surprise for me. I had little to no interest when this thing was coming out. And I watched the first episode and lost what little interest I really had. And the only reason I kept going was because I just rewatched all of Stranger Things and I was in that kind of mood. And it was amazing by the end of it. So yeah, biggest surprise goes to Welcome to Derry for sure.
Oh
yeah. Let's head on to action here.
Dave, you need to rein this podcast back in because you did skip me this time. But it is. But
we're done, man. Move
Too
on.
much whiskey in that glass.
Move on, man. We're over it. Don't live in the past. Best action project.
Is it something else you've not watched?
No, it's actually it's the same as Dave. It is it. Welcome to Derry. Okay. Same things. We talked before the show started. Why are they even doing this? What's the point of doing an it spinoff prequel? But by the end of it, we all loved it. So that is my biggest surprise.
Hell yeah. I don't know why I skipped you. I knew you were smart. Damn it. All right. Let's get into best action project, movie or series. Lub, let's open up with you since I just skipped you.
I went with Thunderbolts. I think a lot of good hand-to-hand action scenes, and then once Sentry comes out and you get that kind of overpowering, big, classic, superpowers and stuff. So when it comes to the movies, I think Captain America was a little CGI corny. Fantastic Four was decent, but it was a lot of stuff with Galactus. So I went with kind of the more realistic Thunderbolts.
I like it. JD, what we got?
Yeah, Marvel, all three Marvel movies were kind of in my consideration for best action. They all three had about the same amount. I picked Thunderbolts as well, but I almost even picked Captain America because I thought that the action in that movie was actually really solid. I thought the pacing and action was done well. And the fight with Hulk, I actually really enjoyed. So action-wise, I really almost put that to at least give it something. But overall, I did Thunderbolts because you had both. You had the cool grounded action, the guns and knives, the spy stuff. Then you get the Sentry action, which is, your Marvel superhero stuff. So you really got really solid action with both worlds there. And a pretty fast-paced movie, pretty action-packed there as well.
Nice. All right. 2 Thunderbolts. Andy, you got a third, or are you going to shake it up? What do we got?
My OLI is Thunderbolts, but it's not what I've gone for because I sat there and went, oh yeah, it was good. Like everyone's already said it. The hand-to-hand was good. When Sentry comes in, overpowered, that was really good. But I think for hand-to-hand stuff, it still goes below Daredevil Born Again. So the hand-to-hand, especially straight from off that first 15 minutes, the first episode, the fight all the way up to the roof, and then obviously Foggy getting murked, and then Matt just throwing him off the roof, and then the hand-to-hand fight with Muse later on, and obviously Frank Castle coming in and just doing his thing as well. Him and Matt Murdock together are immense, as we know. So for me, the hand-to-hand action fights in this were better than the Marvel films for me.
I agree. About that. I agree. And I'll tell you what, my OLI as well was Thunderbolts, but it didn't top Daredevil for me either. And what's funny actually is I don't even include that first 15 minutes. I hated the start of Daredevil. I was very concerned about the entire series once that first scene happened. But the rest of the sequences, the fight with Muse, like you said, seeing Matt and Frank just tear people apart in multiple scenes was just so fulfilling. And we had some great Daredevil action on top of that. Frank torturing some corrupt cops I don't know, there were only 7 episodes or 9 episodes or something. It was a short season, but there was a lot of great action sequences, and they really brought back that Netflix visceral, brutal action to it. So definitely going Daredevil. I like it. We're staying mixed. We're staying diverse here on the podcast. We're going to move on to the next category. Wow, we're cooking through. We are to the best actor in a movie. Best actor in a movie. I will lead us off here. It was hard. It was a hard year for best actors in a movie. And I don't think he would have won this in most years, but I don't think he had a lot to go against. So I'm going with David Corenswet as Superman. The movie itself wasn't my favorite. It was a low 7 for me. It was an okay start to the DCU, but overall I was slightly disappointed by it. But David Corenswet did a good job as Clark Kent and as Superman, especially for what he was given. It was hard. Outside of him, there just wasn't a lot of best actors other than Pedro, but I don't know. It was a tough year for actors for me in the movies I watched. So
not Pedro, damn.
I just rewatched Fantastic Four just to make sure, and he wasn't the best actor of the year. But
Yeah.
Andy, what do we got here?
My award goes to, and I've got to say this correctly because I've been practicing it to make sure I get it right, Demetrius Schuster-Kolamatangi, who played Deck in Predator Badlands. I think he did a really good job with the physical acting. He had to learn a whole new language to speak the Predator language, which they invented for this movie, because all we've heard before is like the clicks and stuff that you hear through the helmets or whatever. So they invented the whole Predator language for this film, and he had to learn that, and he had to speak it. And he's spending a lot of the movie with Ellie Fanning strapped to the back of his back as well, which is no mean feat to carry someone on your back for an entire movie practically. So I thought, out of the choices given in what was a sparse year for good acting for actors in movies, he topped it for me.
Nice. I heard about the fact he was carrying her through all those scenes. That adds a whole nother layer of like, that's hard, man. That's hard. Okay. I wish I would have been able to see that before this awards. I really wish I would have. I dropped the ball on that. Caleb, what do we got?
I went with the same as you, Dave. I went with David Cornsweet, Superman. I think he was good. He was a good Superman, especially with the shoes he had to fill of Henry Cavill. He definitely didn't copy him. It was kind of his own version in a way. And I think that it was a good contrast between Clark Kent and Superman. And Thunderbolts, it was more of an ensemble, and then Pedro Pascal in Fantastic Four, he wasn't the star of his own movie, so I couldn't pick him. So we went with Superman.
Yeah. Just to say, Henry Cavill is still a better Superman, but yeah, David Cornsweet like you said, did a good job at making it his own. He did a different version. He did a good job with it. JD, what do we got?
Cornsweet was close. I had him on my list for a while, and then I switched him up. And I actually think I like him as Superman better than Henry Cavill, but I also think I've switched, and I think I like Man of Steel more again. So I don't know, but I'm excited about David Cornsweet. He did do really good as Superman and Clark Kent. Yeah. I picked, though, Joseph Quinn. I thought he absolutely stood out in Fantastic Four. I thought his character did way more than I expected him to. And he did so much in that movie as far as with the emotional tie to the Silver Surfer, which was kind of funny, but it also did kind of get kind of deep sometimes. But he also had his normal comedy, like our Eddie from Stranger Things. He had a little bit of that, but then he also had this thing where he was figuring stuff out. And I felt like he, as an actor, elevated because when he came from Stranger Things, I wasn't really sure what to expect with him as a hero, like a comic book hero. And I thought he just did perfect. Fits right into the Marvel Universe, fits right in as Johnny Storm. His personality fits right into the Fantastic Four, and his character was more important than I expected. And he just brought it for the whole thing. So Joseph Quinn.
I think he killed it too. I don't know how much screen time he had to be in the role for Best Actor, but we don't really apply by the Oscar rules of things. So I agree. I think Joseph Quinn did.
I didn't know. Yeah,
almost a supporting actor, but
that's what I was. He was almost supporting for a while as well.
Yeah, straight up. No, he did good. And I'm looking for screen time, and somehow they don't have it on here. Usually
he had a pretty good amount.
There, but he was. Yeah, I just watched it. Yeah, I'm not going to continue to search for this, but he was good. I loved him in it. I've loved him in the last few roles he's been in. I just watched him in Quiet Place Day One, and he was pretty good in that too. Okay. That's it. I didn't skip anybody that round. Get off my back. Let's move on to Best Actress in a Movie. Again, the movies were just not easy to pick, especially main actresses, because a lot of these movies were highly male-led projects. So to me, there were like three possibilities, and Scarlett, you were not one of them, even though you were a main actress in the movie, but you were never in consideration. Shame on you. Let's get into Best Actress. Andy, start us off. Who you got for a movie?
Best Actress in a Movie, Vanessa Kirby for Sue Storm. I thought she was probably by far and away the best actress in any of those films on our list for this year. She was the highlight of the film for me in terms of performances. in the Fantastic Four. I thought she did better than pretty much everyone else in that film. So I thought, for me, it was a pretty simple choice. Vanessa Kirby stood out above everyone else for me.
I like it. I feel like she may pop up a couple times here. JD, what do we got?
Vanessa Kirby. Yeah, I was really looking forward to this movie. I was really hoping for a Sue Storm just like she played it. So it just really worked. Best part of the movie.
Straight up. JD? Or nope. Caleb?
I have Vanessa Kirby as well. This could be a sweep here. This could be a sweep. She definitely stole the movie for sure. So
Needed one sweep.
Okay.
Dave, don't mess this up.
Was so close to ruining this. If I didn't watch Fantastic Four last night, I had Florence Pugh's Yelena Belova.
Oh, come on.
She had a good role in Thunderbolts. She had really
And he's a
emotional
hater.
scenes.
And he's a Florence.
The character is so overrated.
The character's overrated, but Florence Pugh had very good emotional scenes between her and Bob and her stepdad. And as far as that movie went, as far as acting chops, I think she definitely led the cast as far as acting chops goes for that movie. But after rewatching Fantastic Four last night, Vanessa Kirby was such an incredible leader, mother, holding the family together, and then she just whoops Galactus's ass at the end. Yeah, got to give it to Vanessa Kirby. So that is our first sweep of the 2025 Siddies, Vanessa Kirby. We had a few sweeps last year, and having an extra person, it's kind of even more of an achievement getting a sweep there. So shout out to Vanessa Kirby and her performance as Sue Storm.
She can accept her award on the next show.
Yeah, I reached out.
She's welcome to come to my house and accept the award. It's fine. My door's open.
Follow up email. Just head to Andy's. Yeah, I mean, she lives closer to you than us, so start there. Let's get into the series, into the TV series. There's a bit more to choose from here. So let's get into. Yeah, this is tough, but best actor in a series. Andy, lead us off.
Probably no surprise given my history with this particular show. Charlie Cox in Daredevil, Matt Murdock.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
You right there, Dave? You look like you're about to tell me off.
I was like, we're doing actresses, but all right, but we weren't. We were doing actors.
No, put the whiskey down, mate. Jesus. Yeah, I just obviously his portrayal of Matt Murdock is always so spot on in the way that he goes between trying to be the straight and narrow Matt Murdock to being Daredevil and everything in between that he does. I just think he nails the role so hard that it's hard to look past him for me. I was thinking about Diego Luna and Andor, but then I realized that he probably didn't even have enough screen time in season 2 to be qualified as a main actor, even though the show's named after him. So
characters,
yeah. But I just thought Charlie Cox, for everything I've watched, I'm a bit like Lub in the fact that I've only probably seen like 2/3 of what was on the list of TV series. But to me, he was always going to be a standout one. So yeah, Charlie Cox, Daredevil.
I like it. Charlie Cox did good reprising the role too. He definitely respected the previous performance and definitely put his heart into it again. So that was cool to see.
Because he's a really good lawyer.
There you go. He is a really good lawyer. JD, who do we got? Best actor in a series.
Best actor in a series comes from my most disappointing show. John Cena is my highest caliber actor in these series. He gets more and more believable, more and more genuine. His emotional beats feel more and more emotional and real. Mm-hmm. So I think every time I see him, I think he becomes better as an actor. And I think just with the acting talent alone, maybe a little too many points for most improved or something, but he's my standout actor. Yeah.
Dude, that's a great pick. He killed it. Honestly, man. Yeah.
The scene when he lost his second, his brother and his dad again, man, and he was screaming about it, and he was just nailed it. So he's getting better and better and better.
I kind of regret my choice because I almost want to switch to John Cena because he really had like a surprising performance of the year and was even better than the first season. I thought he did great in the first season too. But I didn't. I went Cassian. I went Cassian and/or Diego Luna. I checked the screen time just to be sure. He has twice as much screen time as any other character in season 2. So he's still the main character. But I just thought he was great. It was a solid season. It wasn't like mind-blowing, but just as far as consistent, reliable, very high quality of it. Like it wasn't like Diego Luna's performance was the most incredible, but it was a very good season. It was a very good, solid performance that led the entire series. So I got to give him the props. Lub, I'm not going to skip you. What do you got on this one?
I have John Cena as well.
Oh,
I was worried about it after JD picked it as biggest disappointment. I was like, wait, did I think too highly of it? But no, John Cena was great. The story was slow. A lot happened, but John Cena, he's really showing his range now, especially with that emotional scene we talked about. So honestly, Diego Luna was my OLI, but kind of same thing with Andy said, where it's just such an ensemble of a show where so many different characters make that show what it is. So we with John Cena.
Yeah, I think he deserves the flowers for sure. He's done really well as far as his acting career goes, in comparison to wrestlers. Yeah, we don't talk about the stage performance of wrestling. He did just retire from it. Had a pretty solid season, pretty good year for John Cena there. So yeah, he is fully into the acting world now. Shout out John Cena. I never thought he would take a Best Actor award here, but he got 2 out of the 4 votes. Let's roll into the Best Actress of the series. I don't know about you guys. I had a hard time with this one. And there was a lot of projects to pick from. And there wasn't any one main one that was incredible, but there were a handful of pretty solid performances. So it was a tougher one for me. Lub, why don't you start us off with this one? Who you got?
This was tough for me as well. And I picked this because she's great, but also I wanted to give Alien Earth a little love in the Siddie Awards. So we went with Sydney Chandler. She's the main
Wendy.
Yeah, the Wendy from Alien Earth. Her communicating with the aliens and the two kind of slowly throughout the season, she gets a little more powerful and aware of her abilities and turns a little dark at the end. So I thought she did a great job and a very surprisingly great show. So
yeah. I'm going to roll right off on there and go with mine as well. Mine was Sydney Chandler's Wendy. I think it's hard. It's another layer of acting when you as an adult or as a child in an adult's body. So you're not only part synthetic, you're not only not really a real person, but you're also a fake adult with a child's mind. And I thought all of the actors in this show did a great job at portraying that unique circumstance. But I thought Sydney Chandler did a great job at leading the crew, leading their thing. And like you said, when she kind of had her evil turn there and she started leaning more into what the communications with the aliens and more on the alien side than the human side of things by the end of it, it was just really creepy, very intriguing. And she did a great debut. Has she been in any other major projects before this? Because I've never heard of her, but I thought she killed it. Yeah.
Obviously, her dad is Carl Chandler, that's going to be leading the Lantern series as well, isn't he? So,
is it really, or is that just
No, that's her dad.
Holy crap!
Wait, which one from Alien Earth?
Wendy.
Sydney Chandler, that you just said. Her dad is Carl Chandler, who's obviously going to be leading as Hal Jordan in the Lantern series.
Yeah, Coach Taylor, and he's in the Godzilla movies. And I had no idea that was her father. No, that's wild. All right.
She works
with
hard.
Another Nepo
if I
baby.
can just add to the tension when we get to JD, because I've also gone for Sydney Chandler as my best actress in a series.
Oh,
wow. You guys have nailed it already. Having to be an adult that plays a child's mind and then develop as you go through on is they start off all creepy, all the adults playing the kids as well, and it just some of them are just annoying, but you want them to be like that because that's what they need to be playing them.
Right.
And she obviously did a job as she adapts through, and by the end of it, I thought she was probably, to me, the standout. It did take a bit of thinking of going through it and going, okay, he's the best actress here. And I thought, yeah, she absolutely nailed it. So don't let us down, JD.
Straight up. No sweep today, gentlemen.
Yeah.
He's going to pick Jack Black.
I heavily considered her. I did. But I had to pick Sadie Sink. And maybe it has more to do with all of her seasons in Stranger Things, but there's plenty to show that in this season as well. She switched from being pretty helpless and depressed, kind of in a wheelchair, to being a confident, hopeful, loving, nurturing character towards Holly, and showing, I don't know, she has something about her facial expressions when we're doing these conversations with her, and her face, the way she reacts to the dialogue that people are speaking to her. She just, it feels to me like she is absolutely top tier actress.
No, she's good.
Really excited to see her in Spider-Man. I don't think Max's role in season 5 was my favorite, but I really think Sadie Sink was the best actress.
I had her as best supporting actress for a little bit, then I changed it.
For sure.
I was gonna say I think she had like the least amount of screen time of anybody in this season because she was in a coma.
I just don't know how to pick
season.
Compared to supporting. So I just female actor who
we make our own rules here.
I
didn't even know.
I do agree. She was great.
The Oscars they need a certain amount of screen time to be nominated, of course. Which
right.
Yeah, actor, actress, it's some ratio. But I agree. She was great in season 4. She was incredible. I just thought they didn't really I wish they used her more in this season, but I felt like she was missing in a lot of the season because she was.
And
so
I didn't even like her stories with Holly. Like I didn't like that part of Stranger Things. Yeah, I just
a good actress.
So you didn't like any of her part of the season,
written wise, but her acting is just something else. I found myself sitting there watching, being captivated by her skills as an actress.
No, I agree.
Even though the scenes weren't my favorite. Yeah.
I really hope she's an X-Men. Like after seeing her act this season, she could be a movie star.
Oh yeah.
She's locked into Doomsday, I'm pretty sure. So her and David Harbour are going to be meeting on set again for the next well, they're already wrapped actually, so I guess they already did. All right. Let's switch into the supporting gears. We got best supporting actors and actresses coming out here. This one, though, it's just best supporting actor for a movie or series. So, Andy, start us off. Who you got best supporting actor?
I do like to pay attention to the Oscar rules here, so I did pick Joseph Quinn, Johnny Storm, as my best supporting actor. JD already covered it, but to be fair, JD nailed everything I wanted to say about his performance. He did a really good job. He elevated the character, not just to be just like the joke sidekick that we know from like Chris Evans' version, for example, in the films. So I just thought he did a really good job. He elevated the character, working things out as himself. JD covered it already, effectively what I wanted to say. So yeah, Joseph Quinn for me nails that one on.
Yep, it's good. It's good. I like it. JD, who we got for this one? If you say Pedro Pascal, I'm gonna smack you.
This one should have been a sweep, to be honest. My supporting actor, best out of any of these, is a legend named Joe Crest.
Steve.
No?
No,
Nope, that's
Joe
Keery.
Go ahead and look him up.
Crest?
Go ahead and look him up, and you're going to be like, obviously,
you look him up.
Supporting actor.
If it's,
I want to feel the impact.
With the C?
What the fuck is that?
Joe Crest, Crest.
Oh, it's
Ed.
Maybe no, I'm just playing.
I didn't even know who it was. Looking at him, like I didn't even recognize him. That's how little he matters. It's like I don't know who this dude is.
No, my supporting actor will go with Lewis Pullman. I mean, does this fit as a supporting actor here?
Oh, yeah, perfect.
As the Sentry, on my list. So yeah, did great. A lot like Frankenstein. He played an innocent, kind of vulnerable character really well before he switches to this really dark and twisty hero. But he also did it in a way where he got dark and twisty, but he was still kind of innocent at heart. And he was just kind of going through it because he was experimenting with his powers. And so I just thought he did really well as Sentry.
Yeah, I agree with that one. He was on my OLIs there. He did a good job. Caleb, who we got?
Real quick, I did Google it. There is no strict screen time rules. It's it's like the significance in the story is what does it. So JD, JD's got a little bypass there. Best supporting,
that's fine.
Best supporting actor. I have two
in a series or a movie or a series.
I have two, both from a series. OLI is Chris Chalk as Dick Halloran in Welcome to Derry. Loved all of his screen time in the show. But my winner is Jamie Campbell as Vecna. That is the scenes as Henry really is what gets him this award, not his scenes as Vecna, but just the range of acting he portrayed through this season. Can't wait to see him in whatever else he does next.
Yeah, he was great. Jamie Campbell Bower killed it. I just wish he had more time to flaunt that. I wish we got more from him because he was so incredible. My above Lewis Pullman, my OLI was also Chris Chalk as Dick Halloran, and I really wanted to go with him because I think he was my favorite side character of any of the TV shows this year. And I really wanted to give it to him. He did a great job acting, but I had to give it to David Harbour as Hopper. His supporting role in season 5, he had some great scenes, the emotional stuff with Elle. I thought David Harbour had a really strong season for Stranger Things. So I had to give it to him.
Thank God you said Stranger Things, because I was so scared you were going to say his character from Thunderbolts, then I was going to slap you.
No.
Now you've gone too far.
Very one-dimensional in Thunderbolts. Says
as an actor, his speech
stuff.
to Elle might have been his best scene in Stranger Things.
Yeah. No, he had some incredible. He had 3 or 4 amazing scenes in this final season. So I thought he did very well, and it's so much better than his season 3. Oh my God, I couldn't even stand him in season 3. So that was nice. Actress, best supporting actress, movie or series. I'm gonna kick this one off. Had a little OLI. Shout out to Emma and Gen V. You didn't quite make it, but you done good.
Yeah.
You done good. I got to give this one to Rachel Brosnahan, Lois Lane. She was a great supporting character in the movie. Again, didn't really care about her at all.
Andy.
Sorry, JD's laughing at my reaction.
I guess everybody here just hates women. That's fine. I liked her though. No, she was good. She was a good Lois Lane, especially for a character I did not care about whatsoever. By the end of the movie, she was one of the standouts for me as far as acting goes. So I would give it to her.
That interview scene with Superman is one of the best in the movie.
That's
when they're
the one
going
that
back and
stands
forth.
out.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it was good. JD, Mr. Giggles over here. What are we laughing about? What's your choice here? Tom Cruise, huh? Get off my back.
Supporting actress. Tom Cruise will be Cyclops. Mark my words. Supporting, very supporting. This is like side character, side.
That's your criteria.
Yeah. I was like, this one, I don't know, because I was balancing all of it. I'm like, do they deserve full actor or should they be supporting? This one for sure is just supporting. Okay. So this is like my most accurate pick as far as the Oscars go. No, but Taylor Page as Charlotte. So the dude's wife, what was her husband's name in It? Welcome to Derry.
It was Leroy Hanley. I don't know what his wife's name was.
Yeah, and Charlotte
Hanley. Yeah,
I thought she was an incredible character's wife. I think maybe it's just a new celebrity crush or something. But I thought she should have been annoying. She should have been annoying and naggy and whatever. But she was really solid on screen and she acted it really well. So she was a solid wife to that guy. What's his name again? It's not Dave.
Leroy.
Yeah, Leroy.
Loved
her on screen, dude. She was awesome.
She was.
I like it.
I'm trying to look what her actual name is.
She crossed my mind, honestly, when I was thinking about it.
Good, yeah. I was wondering if that was a weird pick.
No, I like it. That was a good one.
You kind of expected her to be like the wife in Breaking Bad, Skylar. I mean, the first time I saw her, I was like, here's another Skylar coming. But no.
Right. I'm trying to see. She's not in anything else I've ever seen.
She will be.
Grey's Anatomy, Ballers. I mean, I've seen Ballers.
She'll be Storm.
There you go.
Cast her as Storm or something. No, I think she pulls off the motherly look well. I don't want her as Storm. That seems goofy.
She's only 2 years older than me. I thought she was 50. No offense. She looked fine, but I just thought she was older than 34. She was born in 1990. That's not 34. Math. Let's move on. Andy, what do you got for us? Best supporting actress, please.
She was born on a nice clean date to count from too.
We are in fact live. Right.
Wow, you're a good-looking man. Is that Jacob Elordi?
We are live, but I am not alive. So my pick, best supporting actress, was Lois Lane. No, I'm joking.
Whoa!
I took a leaf out of Caleb's book and I picked someone that I didn't even watch in a series. I'm joking as well on that one.
Do JD next.
I already did that with the Jason Quinn one. It's fine. So, on all seriousness, my best supporting actress goes to Elizabeth Delau, who played Kayla in Andor, the shop assistant, who pretty much did everything for the rebellion. This was her first ever acting gig. She fresh out of acting school, never done anything else before, and I thought in season 2 she was absolutely amazing. She was by hands down my outstanding pick for this category by far.
The fact that was her first role is incredible. I don't know if I'm very laggy or not. My face is skipping around, but she did. She did a wonderful job. She was barely in season 1, here and there, but nothing really significant. But season 2, she really did step out a lot.
Because she's now one of the most significant people in Star Wars history in terms of setting up the rebellion and what she did for it. So, and the fact that at the end, she was always reluctant to go to Yavin and sit with the split off of the rebellion, so to speak, and see what they were doing. And the fact that she gets to at the end and sees what all her hard work has been for, and the sacrifices that she had made, that we see throughout the series to get to that point. So, yeah, for me, she did an absolutely outstanding job.
Good call. I feel like Andor kind of got shafted because they were. I feel like they were a year ago. I didn't even realize it was 2025 when Andor season 2 dropped. So I almost wish I could have rewatched it before this because I don't remember so much. I watched a little recap even just to get the reminder of Diego's role in it and everything because it's been so long. But yeah, that's a good snag. All right, Caleb, we haven't gone to you yet. Who do you got? Best supporting actress.
Well, I'm going with something you guys definitely don't have on your list, and that is Zoe Saldana in Avatar. I
sure don't.
Okay, good one.
Well, she just lost her child, spoiler alert, at the end of the second movie.
Whoa!
And
spoiler alert comes first.
It came out like whatever many years ago, but no, she's like holding this grief over from the last movie. She's definitely more dark in this one. Has a good range. We all know Zoe Saldana kills it, so I had to give Avatar just a little bit of love down in one of these bottom categories.
Did you?
How much did James pay you? How much? What did he say?
Come on.
To be honest,
new mics.
I watched the second one. I didn't know that she had a child who died. I saw the movie.
Yeah, I don't recall that from the second film. To be fair,
that's
how much of an impact it has.
Yeah, clearly. All right. A little Avatar love. Zoe Saldana making another appearance. I feel like she's been somewhere in every cities that we've done because she's always in roles. I'm pretty sure I gave her Gamora, supporting actress. No, I did Nebula because that had some backlash because maybe she wasn't in enough. No, you know what? Shut up. That was best actress. That was the conflict. Nebula wouldn't have been a problem to be a supporting actress, but I picked her as best actress. So we do cheat here sometimes. All right. No hard feelings, JD. I'm a hypocrite. Let's move on. Let's stop this rambling maniac and get to best villain, movie or series of 2025. Lub, horror aficionado, who's your best villain of 2025?
Well, it is a horror villain. And I guess my OLI would be Vecna because he was still pretty cool. He looked more badass this season. I like his new armor upgrade and all that stuff. But
okay.
I liked it.
I liked his season 4 look better. I thought he looked more intimidating in season 4, actually,
like
even though it was a blob.
Yeah,
I thought it was creepier. I thought it was creepier. He walked like a robot in this season. I don't know. Anyways, continue.
It's Pennywise. From, of course, Welcome to Derry. Just the amount of screen time he had in this show is something I did not expect because in the It movies, he's used very sparingly. He has like his couple minute scene here, minute scene there. But then in like, what was it, episode 5 and 6 and 7, he was like on screen for like 15 minutes straight, just going around like murdering everybody. So I got to go with Pennywise. He definitely elevated the villain to a whole nother level with this show.
All right. We got a Pennywise appearance. JD, villain, who we got?
Yeah, I really wanted to pick Vecna, and made me realize I like season 4 Vecna better than season 5 Vecna. I like his look better in season 5. I love it because it's getting very swamp thingy, and I'm all about it, baby. But no, season 4 Vecna was a better villain, so I got Pennywise. Pennywise in Welcome to Derry is one of the best uses of the icon of the film or movie or series. one of the best uses of that icon. He was on there so much, doing such Pennywise stuff, even amping it up to doing some of the best stuff we've ever seen him do on screen. So, and then getting to figure out how he kind of became Pennywise. And yeah, the amount of screen time we had, it was so like welcome. You know, we want that. It's so annoying when you have the
Welcome
icon
to Derry. Yeah.
just held back so much. So Pennywise was a pretty easy pick.
Dude, I'll keep it rolling. I don't know what Andy's got, but we may have another sweep. I don't know, but I'm going Pennywise as well. Yeah, I know.
You know, I'm not watching it. Come on.
Before he broke the streak, I had to go. Pennywise as well, and for the same reason we talked on our Welcome to Derry episode. But this show was a way better iteration of Pennywise than any of the movies, in my opinion. He was way more intimidating, way creepier, way more lasting in my memory than any of the bits in the two movies. And what's crazy is he didn't even make an appearance until episode 5 out of 8 episodes. But yet after that point, he was in it a lot and he was popping up all over the place. And they elevate. I've never seen a show that I wasn't even excited for elevate a villain so much. But that show alone took Pennywise to another level for me. So and like I said, Vecna was on my list, but to me, he didn't even touch season 4, screen time wise and actions wise. He was nowhere near as creepy or intimidating as season 4's Vecna for me. So Pennywise it is for a third one. Andy, go ahead and ruin it.
And I am going to ruin it. It's not going to be Pennywise. Sorry, guys. I was really torn on this because I've not watched Stranger Things or Welcome to Derry, so I knew I wasn't going to be up to scratch with you guys on that one. So I was torn between two for two very different reasons, actually. So I'm going to list them both and just see which one you guys think is maybe the more worthy choice. So the first one was Boy Cavalier from Alien Earth, because he's such a pretentious little prick. You want to smash his face in. And being a trillionaire and obviously just doing everything that he claims is for the good of humanity, but it's all for the good of himself and the company and stuff like that.
And those bare feet on the table all the time.
Yeah. And the fact that we learned that he obviously engineered the ship to crash into his territory so he could get hold of the alien species and stuff like that. So to me, I was like looking at going, yeah, I think he was maybe a worthy candidate for that choice. The other one is Dedra Miro from Andor. Simply because the way that it starts off and the fact that she is able to predict how things are going to go. She's obviously got good foresight and good planning. And the fact that she's obviously throughout the two series, relentlessly chasing down the rebellion and trying to get them. And then she has obviously the face-off scene in the shop at the end when she thinks that she's won, but she's kind of lost, really. And then how she's kind of just served up to the Empire as fodder, and she realizes what it really is all about. So she went from villain to sacrificial lamb, essentially, because they basically just blamed her for everything and then chucked her into the prison, which was quite cool. Part of you expects her to get killed at the end of it, to be fair, and not to make it through. And obviously going through the whole Gorsham rebellion stuff as well, and the fact that she lost the plot there after she realized like she was trying to stick to her guns, but knew how bad things were. So there is obviously a progression of character there, but at the same point, she was an absolute bitch and she got everything that she deserved.
Yeah, that's fair. The only thing, so Andy was having technical difficulties. He actually reached out to me behind the scenes and said his answer was Pennywise. So it's a sweep for Pennywise. Let's move on to best movie. No, I'm just kidding.
You know, I could add myself back in, right?
I know. I had to add you back in before you took power away. I had to keep the illusion of power there. Okay, so we got 3 Pennywises, and is it up to us to decide between Boy Cavalier and Dedra?
Well, it was just because I couldn't really split between the two of them, and I was interested to see what you guys thought. Who was the better villain out of the two?
They're both creative choices. That's for sure.
Yeah, Lub, give us your take on this one, and then JD too. This is perfect timing. Who's the worst villain?
Yeah, you got it.
So we lost Dave there. No shame.
There we go. They were both very annoying. That's for sure. They both got on your nerves. I would probably maybe pick Deidre just because of her like relentlessness and just the way she like manipulated and worked behind the scenes more. Boy Cavalier was just like more of a prick in a way than a villain. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think Deidre's the better villain.
I think I'll go with the Alien Earth villain there because
Okay.
he pissed me off more. He was so annoying. I mean, he wasn't that significant. He owned everything. He was kind of significant in a way, but like it's a good villain when you just want to see him beat down so badly, just get his ass whooped. And like I felt that so much with him because he was such a prick.
Because I so wanted him to have like the eye octopus take him over by the end of the series. I thought that's where they were going with it as well, but just seems to think he's so much better than everyone else, and it's just like, he's that kind of prick you beat up at school, isn't it? So,
yeah, Dave, that was really productive. We got split right down the middle, so it's up to you.
So, not hearing any of your guys' answers, I thought about it while I was taking care of business. I'm going Boy Cavalier. I think seeing Deidre kind of realize how out of her element she was and realize the truth of things. I don't think that's possible for Boy Cavalier. He is so far, like he is a way scarier individual because he would cause more damage. He would burn the world down to prove his ego right. Like he wants that extra intelligent alien, the eyeball alien. He wants it to take over a human so he can have a discussion because he doesn't think any other alive human are on his level to discuss things with. Like he is such an egomaniac with so much money that he's more dangerous than Deidre by a mile for me. So I would go Boy Cavalier there. He's a lot more intimidating and scary. What was the split? Who went with what?
I went with Alien Earth.
Okay. Nice.
So Boy Deidre. Or whatever.
Boy Deidre.
Boy Deidre.
Oh my gosh.
That's Andor 2027, season 3 coming soon. Boy Deidre. So Andy, you stuck with Deidre then? Lub and Andy stuck with Deidre on it.
Yeah, that was a lot of sounds for not an answer. I'll tip it to Boy Cavalier, maybe just simply because, like you said, she gets served up and she realizes that she was just a cog in a big machine at the end of it, despite her pursuits of ill intent towards the rebellion.
Straight up. All right, gentlemen, we have 2 categories left. We have the best movie of 2025 and we have the best series of 2025, both in fandom. We're going to start off with best movie because I think series is going to be a harder answer. So I'll open it up with movies. I just rewatched something last night to help me decide on this here. And I did. It helped me decide. I rewatched Fantastic Four last night and I liked it more than I did in theaters, actually. I really enjoyed the first third of it more than I did in theaters, where it was, the gimmicky throwback 60s era montage stuff, but it landed more for me this time around. But the emotional level, the family stuff, maybe it's because I'm about to have a kid, but the whole Franklin thing and all that stuff going on with Reed and Sue, like the emotional storytelling of it. Galactus was great. Silver Surfer was great. The whole cast, the Thing was great. Like everybody nailed their part for it. All around, it was just an overall very solid introduction of a group of characters in Marvel Universe. So I got to give it to Fantastic Four. Andy, do you disagree? Do you agree? What do we got?
You're muted.
Yep, sorry, I muted it whilst I was scratching my ass. It's fine. I'm not on the same page as you with this one, David, unfortunately. I struggled with this category actually because I looked at that list of films that we had and went, nothing stands out as being above everything else on there for me. I thought the 3 Marvel films were all average for me personally. I don't think any of them were like amazing or even good, to be fair. I thought they were just, for me, they just all hit in the middle. I went with Predator Badlands for my favorite film of 2025 and that one. It was enjoyable. It didn't follow maybe the traditional Predator route for a film. It did deviate a bit, but the fact that it incorporates the wider Weyland-Yutani universe into it, even though it's a Predator film on a foreign planet, so it's got there's no alien involvement there in terms of like xenomorphs or anything like that, but they still got Weyland-Yutani in there. They linked it to the wider universe. And there was some fun action in there. And like I said, the Demetrius Shostakovich, who played Deck, and Ellie Fanning. I think they both did really good jobs. And overall, yeah, it had some nostalgia as well, clicking back to both Alien films and Predator films, as well as some cool monsters in there. And so to me, yeah, it was probably the most enjoyable out of all of them on the list.
I am bummed that I missed that. Yeah, I saw that. Real quick here, Greg, because you might as well call me Mark Ruffalo at this point. Back
Who's
off.
Eric
Get
Voss?
all the way off my back about it. No,
Who's Eric
this
Voss?
is a fandom movie.
New Rockstars guy.
Eric Voss is the seller of New Rockstars, who everybody hates now. Who Disney pays to talk good about their products. It's the best fandom movies of 2025, and I don't think Fantastic Four. It was better than Jurassic World Rebirth. It was better than Superman. It was better than Captain America: Brave New World. Get all the way off my back about it, Greg. We're gonna have to get him in here. Give us his take on the best fandom movie of 2025. I stand by Fantastic Four, even with Pedro Pascal.
Well, our YouTube followers have Superman over Winter Soldier, Logan, and
That's disgusting.
Something else that's really
disgusting.
good. So
That's disgusting. What do you mean? It's over Winter Soldier, Superman. Thank you for the interactions. Sorry, that's great.
Yeah. That's tough.
All right.
That's tough. Superman's not bad though.
No, it's not bad, but it's nowhere near Winter Soldier. But that's a conversation for another day. Caleb, what do you got for your best movie in fandom of 2025?
Well, now I feel bad, but it is also Fantastic Four.
Don't feel bad. Stand strong.
Second place would be Thunderbolts, and then maybe Superman after that. But just what you said, Dave, the family aspect, the villain with Galactus and Silver Surfer were both amazing. And Vanessa Kirby, our unanimous best actress, killed it and carried that movie. Pedro Pascal, Fatigue. Don't really love him as much. Hopefully he doesn't take that mask off in Mandarin and Grogu. But just the best. I was going to pick a Marvel movie. I was going to go Avatar or one of the other ones. So I went with Fantastic Four.
Well, was Avatar close to Fantastic Four in quality, or in your opinion? Enjoyment, I should say, not quality.
Enjoyment for sure. Yeah, I was up there with Fantastic Four. Theater experience for sure.
Yeah. Pretty excited to see Avatar 3.
Yeah, it was good.
Well, I got Fantastic Four as well. I thought Fantastic Four it really did feel like the comics, especially that montage. And I didn't even really love the montage, but they were straight up using like covers of Fantastic Four comics. I thought that was really cool. I really liked the opportunity to go into this Marvel movie where it's like a different universe, but already an ensemble cast, plenty of characters. And then Silver Surfer comes down and gives her speech. And I was like, yes, this is awesome. And everything up to that point was just fine. Their dynamics were really well, worked really well. Going into space, like actually feeling that sci-fi adventure that the Fantastic Four that's so deep to their core, and meeting Galactus, I thought was awesome. And the action that ensues out in space, along with the birth, man, I really loved it. And Sue Storm's speech, standout scene for me, when she brings the baby out to all these people that want her to give the baby up to Galactus, and she stands her ground and she tells these people, I'm not giving up this baby, but I'm also not going to give this world up for my baby. I'm like, dude, that was sick. So I've actually been seeing recently a lot of people kind of just talking about how it's not a great movie. I don't know if it's a great movie, but man, I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the rewatch. Really enjoyed seeing the Fantastic Four on screen. Didn't care for a Doctor Doom post-credit. Even, I'm really excited for Doctor Doom, but that post-credit kind of sucked. Really like bringing Franklin Richards into the fray of things. He was such an important character in the whole incursion saga that Doomsday is going to be based off of in Secret Wars. So it really checked off a lot of boxes for me. It was great. Thunderbolts, really close second. Really liked Thunderbolts. But Fantastic Four felt like such a comic book on screen, and which I love.
And to me, it was by far the best Fantastic Four movie we've ever gotten. I don't, of course, even think it was close. So, and by the way, he called me Eric Voss, but Greg does agree with me. So I got to throw that out there. Yeah, I agree with this whole take. I thought Brave New World could have been, I thought Thunderbolts could have been better too. They both were pretty solid, but they dropped the ball here and there. But as far as all of those products go, I think Thunderbolts was the most solid across the board. But I didn't see Predator Badlands, so no shots at Andy here. I still got to watch that one.
That's my one thing. I tried to see Predator Badlands twice. One of them I just, a couple days ago, and it's not in theaters anymore. But before that, I think I was driving to the theaters, and I realized that every time we go to the theaters is to see a nerd movie. So I told my pregnant wife out of generosity, I was like, you know what, let's not see this. Just pick a movie, any movie you want. We saw Running Man instead.
Oh, okay.
Which still fun. It's good to see those movies as well. But yeah, man, I wish I saw Predator Badlands because I'm sure it would take some kind of spot. It sounds like a fun movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Dude, Predator and Alien are back, huh?
Yeah.
They are back, man. They are.
Now we just need a new rated R Predator versus Alien.
Caleb didn't sound super intrigued on that one.
The first one is PG-13, dude. That's
kind of wild.
Ridiculous. Every other movie in the Predator Alien franchises are. But no, we're going to get that eventually, dude. Both franchises being brought back to life.
Oh, they're already teasing it. And I think the Predator Killer of Killers, I think they teased something about a xenomorph in there. I could have sworn there was some nod in that little movie about a crossover event. So I would not be surprised to see that happen again. Let's get into the final category here. We have Best Series of 2025. I totally forgot to run through all the options at the start of the episode. But just so you're aware, real quick, these are the series of 2025 that are up for selection here. We got Harley Quinn, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Invincible Season 3, Daredevil Born Again, The Last of Us Season 2, Andor Season 2, Star Wars Tales of the Underworld. I'm going to skip the ones that are not going to have a chance here. Alien Earth, Peacemaker Season 2, Gen V Season 2, It Welcome to Derry, and Stranger Things Season 5. Sure, The Witcher Season 4. I guess. Yeah, let's count that one too. That's totally up for grabs here. So
That's
best
mine.
series of 2025. Lub, since you have got that, go ahead. Tell us what your answer is.
Yeah, Witcher Season 4, my best series, even though I didn't watch it. No, this was tough. This was definitely tougher than the movies for me. There were a lot of choices out there, but I had to give Star Wars a little bit of love. So we went with Andor Season 2. I mean, they wrapped it up probably better than Stranger Things did. It led up perfectly to Rogue One with the Gorman massacre, the rebellion getting stronger, starting to connect with each other, getting bigger. A great cast: Stellan Skarsgård, Diego Luna, everyone else that was involved. So, and I can't believe it actually came out in 2025. Was it like part 2024, part 2025?
No.
It was
No,
all.
it was like March.
January. Was it March? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's weird how time flies, but at the same time, you look back and said, oh, wait, Andor felt like 3 years
like 2
ago.
years
or
ago.
something.
Yeah.
So, no, I went with Andor.
Yeah, that's a fair pick. Again, I think, okay, it was April, actually. Wow. That was, it felt like a year and a half ago. So I may have snubbed it. I don't know. We'll see. But we got one Andor on the board. I like that. I was worried we were all going to kind of overlook it because of it was one of the first things out there. But we got Andor Season 2 for our first best series of 2025. Andy, what do we got?
Andor Season 2 gets my vote.
Let's go.
Best series of the year for me. Like Season 1, it had a slow start. And it slow burned its way, but once it started picking up towards that Gorman massacre, I think it didn't turn back from that point on, because then it was just hell for leather all the way up to the Gorman massacre itself, to extracting Mon Mothma from Coruscant to get her to Yavin from the Senate building, up to obviously showing where we roll straight into Rogue One. And effectively, how the rebellion's brought together at the end of the day. I know I was a little bit worried because I wasn't sure if skipping like a year between episodes was really going to work. But it kind of worked out. Like I said, once you get halfway through that series, the second half of the series to me was absolutely top notch. And it just adds to the Star Wars universe because it adds depth to the rebellion, it adds depth to the characters, it adds depth to those who made sacrifices to get to the rebellion to where we see it in the original trilogy. So layering things in Star Wars that people obviously say we need to step out of the Skywalker era, so to speak, but this just added layers and layers and layers to the rebellion and to getting us towards that point in the original trilogy. So for me, this was by far the standout one for me.
That's fair. We got two Andors. We are pretty we're pretty high on Star Wars in this podcast, so that's not that big of a surprise. JD, are we going to keep it going? What do we got? Best series of 2025.
I don't have Andor on mine. Andor was just a little slow for me. Okay, it deserves a rewatch. I'm also in a time in my life where it's hard to focus on a damn show, and that's a type of show you cannot watch it in the background. You have to pay attention to every conversation, or else there's really nothing to absorb. My favorite series is Welcome to Derry. I think this series had a strong call for the best surprise, but I've also learned never to count HBO Max out. They just make great shows, or HBO, they make great shows. So excited for Lanterns. One of my favorite just things about comics and the DC side with the HBO quality. Can't wait. But as far as surprise, I still kind of expected this to be good. And then I kind of thought it would be terrible after I watched the first episode and just didn't want to see demon babies being born out, blood coming out of dresses and stuff like that. I was like, I really don't want to see this. I didn't even like the lore of it before this show. And after we got through the demon baby births, this show actually makes me love the lore of it, which was really cool and something I didn't expect. And yeah, just nailed on all points. It was so interesting how they brought the military in. They gave a good reason why Pennywise is stuck in this town, and everything worked out really well, man. So it was a big surprise, but also I think just the most enjoyment I had watching the series all year.
Damn, there we go. So we've got a break. We had 2 for Andor. We got 1 for It Welcome to Derry. Kind of disappointing, though understandable now that I know what the final product is. But like at the start of the year, I feel like one of us would have been like, well, Stranger Things is going to be one of our picks for best series of the year. And it ain't going to make it on any of our picks because it ain't on mine. It's not even top 2 for me, which is wild. Like that's kind of disappointing. It probably should have been. That's a big issue there. But I got a break from you guys too. Andor was on my list, but I did not go with Andor. And maybe it's recency bias. I need to rewatch it, but I do know that the first half of the season, as Andy said, was pretty slow. It was great quality by the end of it. It was another solid season of Andor. But when I think of these 2 seasons of Andor and It Welcome to Derry, I was more excited when Sundays rolled around for It Welcome to Derry. When those episodes were dropping, it was like, oh, I'm watching tonight. Like, let's get into this. And it's 6 p.m. I would turn it on. Like I was ready. And not only that, but not only did it elevate Pennywise for me as a character, but it got me so involved in the lore that I watched The Shining. I watched Doctor Sleep. I started watching all of the connections during this season because the show had me so hooked. So as far as like an impact that both shows made, and again, Andor had less of a challenge because it's just filling in a timepiece between Rogue One and Andor season 1, whereas It Welcome to Derry is kind of got more of a story to tell and wrap up and a lot of risks. I mean, risks isn't right because Andor had risks too. They could have told the Star Wars story the wrong way and pissed a lot of Star Wars fans off, and they did a good job at telling it. But it was just a different style of storytelling. Andor was filling in gaps. It Welcome to Derry was kind of a new branch, and it just comes down to excitement. So when it came down to, I think Andor, a couple of the episodes, I waited a week or so and then watched back to back. But with it, I never did. I watched every Sunday night, and that's what did the final weighing it out. I was just more excited to watch It Welcome to Derry every week than I was for Andor. So we got a tie down the middle, 2 for It Welcome to Derry and 2 for Andor. And if you told me at the end of last year that would be the case, I would have said you're a madman. There's no way It Welcome to Derry is going to be tied for the best series of the year. But here we are. So I'm sorry, Andy. I have failed you. But I didn't go Star Wars.
I should have known you were going to pick something else.
So we got a split there. Best movie, we did have overwhelming with Fantastic Four there with a nod to Predator Badlands, and we got a tie with Andor and It Welcome to Derry. So if you're out there listening, let us know what's the better series of the year, Andor season 2 or It Welcome to Derry. We'll have to make a little YouTube poll for that, a little post. But that does it here for the end of the rounds. Did you guys have anything you want to throw out for the lightning rounds? Are we good to go here?
I want to say Daredevil Born Again, surprisingly not talked about a lot here, but I almost think I would, if you had to pick one series to keep all year in your rewatchable arsenal, I feel like I would still pick Daredevil Born Again over it, just to have that chapter of the MCU in my forever watchers.
That's fair.
Yeah, rewatch is a different story. I don't know how much I would want to rewatch it. Welcome to Derry.
Right.
And I definitely want to rewatch Daredevil, but yeah, should probably add a most rewatchable category to this
There
thing.
you
That
go.
would be another conversation to have here. But
Best new character, Sentry.
best new character, Sentry. Okay. Did anybody else have any best new characters they had listed there?
I had T.S. Ellis from Alien Earth.
Oh,
The eyeball
The
octopus.
eyeball. That was a good pick. Okay, that was a good tease.
that's hilarious. So I genuinely went to pick that for mine, and when I went to look up the name, I saw the cyborg character, and now I'm forgetting his name.
Oh,
God, what was his name?
starts with an
You're
M.
close. You're close. It's right there. Morrow.
Morrow.
I was going for the alien there, and then I saw Morrow and was like, oh, you know what? I'll go with Morrow. He was a really good new original character that I really liked for that season as a whole. So
Nice.
but good pick, Andy. Good pick.
I like that.
Did we get all the new characters out?
JD, did you have a new character at all?
Sentry's the right answer.
Thank you.
There you go. Okay.
Thank you.
And then we didn't really go into a lot, but anybody with funniest movie? Anybody?
Thunderbolts, I guess.
Or
Yeah,
show.
I
Movie
kind
or
of thought
show.
Thunderbolts. So.
Yeah.
I went
Wasn't-
Peacemaker season 2, just because of the bird blindness. It wasn't as funny as
Oh
season
my
1, but
God.
it was still funny, bro. It was still hilarious at points. So I went with Peacemaker season 2 for that one.
Shit, not a lot of good, funny stuff going on this year.
No.
Not compared to last year. No, we had a ton of good, funny comedy fandom type movies out there last year. But
Deadpool. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
all
Which is
right.
actually
Well,
so funny.
it is. It stood up to the test of Deadpool comedy time right there. It did pretty well. I think that's it here. So if you are out there listening, help us decide what was the best series of 2025. Was it Andor season 2 or was it Welcome to Derry? Let us know. Comment on socials, whatever you want to do. Make sure you're following us on socials, Instagram, X, TikTok. We are at Why So Sidious Pod. We are on YouTube as well, dropping stuff constantly. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you to my co-hosts here for joining me for a beautiful wrap-up of 2025. Does anybody want to say any parting words before we move on to 2026? Anything philosophical, really deep and moving? Maybe life-changing for anybody out there. All right. We're going to wrap it up here at Why So City. It's a Nerd Podcast. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time.
Grab the bull by the horns.